With Waylay, you don't just play, you transcend. The battlefield warps around you. Enemies disappear before they react. It feels flawless. But one mistake, and it all comes crashing down. So I locked her in for 100 hours. So I asked my community, which agent should I be playing next? And initially I was going to be playing Phoenix because I'm more familiar with it. But these two comments changed my mind. Now, Ziggurat doesn't comment for no reason. So I knew that I was up for a challenge. Waylay's pick rate, win rate, and kills percentage is extremely low compared to other agents. But does it mean that she is a bad agent, or is she just hard to play? So I set out a goal to reach Immortal with a character that I've basically never played before in just 100 hours. So Waylay has 4 known abilities: the stun, an ability that if used correctly turns enemies into a 10 turret for 5 seconds. The dash, if you don't know what you're doing, it's better not to do it. The TP, take any off angle you want, by the time you get there 70% of your timer is gone. And finally, the ultimate. When I do it, versus when they do it. So now that you know what each of the abilities do, let's get to the story. After playing Vito for 100 hours, who is considered a passive sentinel, playing Waylay felt extremely rewarding.
Look
I was taking the sweet free space that the enemies were giving me without having to beg my duelist to do so. I could always punish obvious bad players that occur in lower ranks super often, and farming ult orbs actually felt like I was working my way up to a free kill. I even capitalized on some of the tricks I learned from playing Vito, so I punished the enemies even more. Yes, the first couple of hours I was struggling with my keybinds, because they didn't seem to fit the character at all. Wanted to dash through, bro. To be honest, I was stunning my teammates left and right. Most of the times, they couldn't even escape it. What is this? But you can always just save the gun for the next round.
I think you should stop throwing your C.
With Waylay, I was always active, light on my feet and always ready for more action. I quickly ranked up to Diamond 3 from the previous Diamond 2 rank that I got after the rank reset happened, but it was now time to face the Ascendants. You see, in Ascendant people generally understand how the games are supposed to play out. Usually, they have an agent that they're really good at making them one-trick demons. I was facing many Reynas who would just wipe out my whole team before we even begin to execute or a retake. But even that wasn't the biggest problem. When we would eventually get to attack the site, I quickly realized that I have no idea what I'm doing. I would land on site, completely naked in the middle of the field, hoping that my stun will take care of the rest. But it never did. My util did not land where I wanted to, and even if it sometimes did, there were so many angles that I was an easy target from. I was so frustrated and wanted to blame my teammates for not helping me enough. I knew that teammates can only be a problem for one match, but the situations I talked about would happen every single game, every single round. No matter how much I tried, taking space just seemed impossible on every single map. Because of that, I had developed a phobia no duelist should have. I was scared to entry. That fear started to affect everything. I stopped playing to win. I started playing not to lose. At the beginning, I would just go. No fear, no second thoughts, and somehow it worked. But now every dash felt like a gamble. Every entry felt forced. I didn't know if I was over-aggressive or not aggressive enough. That's the worst part about playing an agent like Waylay. She rewards confidence, but punishes doubt instantly. And the more I thought about it, the worse it got.
One man. We have 2 ults and you rotate for arts. What the f?
Happy.
Oh my god. This is so bad.
I was the reason we were losing. I wasn't flowing anymore. I was calculating, overthinking, hesitating. For the first time in the challenge, I started wondering if I had made a mistake locking her for 100 hours. Don't have smokes. We don't have smoke. But I had to continue.
Select your agent.
Who is so bad?
Waylay.
Because it didn't feel like I was mastering her. It felt like I was just getting by. My mechanics were the same, my aim was the same, but my confidence was gone. And without confidence, Waylay is just another agent flying straight into a crossfire. I wasn't learning how to play her. I was trying to play her the way I wanted her to work. And that's when I caught myself. You see, I'm a coach, and if one of my students came to me with this mindset, I'd tell them to stop blaming the agent and start studying it. So I went into custom mode and tried my best to distinct exactly what does Waylay have that's different than every other single character. And I came up with a few powerful qualities. She can go a long distance, she can escape whenever she wants, and one thing for sure, she can fight. So after spending hours alone with just my thoughts, I came up with various bulletproof ways of getting onto site with 0 weaknesses. And that was the change that I truly needed. I had to play her not like any other duelist, I had to play her like Waylay. Executing on site finally felt exciting instead of uncomfortable. Knowing exactly where and how to punish the enemies brought me confidence again, and now I could push the limits more than ever. I could finally retake with my team knowing that I am no longer the weak link. If you're part of the community or you've seen some of my shorts, one thing you know for sure is that I suck at shotguns. Well, Waylay changed that. I used to be so afraid of spending the $300 on my shorty because I just didn't feel like it was gonna get me any value. But now, I don't go outside without my shorty. Now I can hit every shot and I know exactly how much damage I'm going to do. And of course, same goes for Bucky and Judge. Everything seemed flawless. But one thing was still missing. You see, playing an agent for 100 hours shows determination, but reaching Immortal with an agent that I've basically tried for the first time proves domination. However, there wasn't a lot of time left, so I started doubting myself whether I could achieve the goal. This was the turning point. I had all the necessary equipment and knowledge to play the character as it was intended. I found out multiple creative ways of entering onto the site. For example, dashing into a teammate's smoke is extremely solid. You see anybody that's defending site, get cover, and then you start squeezing the trapped army like a wall closing in from behind them. My stuns were not just flying into the air like prayers anymore. It was a carefully placed piece on the board, guaranteeing to flip the favor in my direction. I started using my escape ability not defensively, but offensively. Every single enemy that you're seeing here did not have a chance to even react to my aggression. When I used to play against other Waylays, it really seemed like she could just place her ultimate on you, and if she chooses to, she will come and devour your soul. Now that I'm on the other side, I understand that it's not about tagging as many players as possible.
Spike down mid.
Well played that one. Waylay, go die. It's about controlling the field and isolating the lone enemies who are out of position. I was getting closer and closer to fully maximizing my Waylay kit potential and positioning. But to become champion, you must beat the champion. My general game sense and understanding of the character were in place, but I was still missing something. Remember the micro advantages that I was talking about that pro players do? Yes, I was missing those. But there wasn't a single guide that would list all of the secret sauce to truly master Waylay. Therefore, I had to do it myself. And trial by fire was my only option. Thousands of failed entries. Thousands of failed retakes, hundreds of angry teammates, and tons of missed opportunities. In all of that mess, I had to scoop and filter out things like, instead of dashing slightly down, you must stay focused and glide as straight as possible for your second dash so you're not an easy target to hit. And not to mention, while in the air you can also do a full 360 to gather all of the information while flying.
Nice and slow now.
There are things like picking up a gun or a spike from a dangerous position that your teammate accidentally dropped while mindlessly and carelessly running it down. Things like bouncing the stun or throwing it up in the air is actually a bad play, because it gives opponents up to 3 times as much time to react to it. All of this knowledge and ways of playing Waylay were getting me close to reaching my true potential. Not only because I was ready, but because I had already made it inevitable.
When they're out, I can ult.
You see, earlier that day, I had a conversation. We were doing the usual small talk, hobbies, music, random stuff. And then my friend asked me, "You play any games?" "Yeah," I said, "Valorant." He smiled. "Nice. What's your rank?" There was a split second. A pause. The honest answer was close. Not quite there.
Last player standing.
I said, "Immortal." And I knew it wasn't true. Not yet. But the thing is, when I said it, it didn't feel like a lie. It felt like a decision, because I knew. I knew I was going to get it. I knew I had put in the hours. I knew I had taken the losses, the bad games, the almost rank ups. I knew how close I was. I wasn't claiming something that I hadn't earned. I was claiming something I hadn't collected yet. That night, every match felt different. Every round wasn't just an RR. It was a promise. Every clutch wasn't just for the team. It was for the version of me that had already said the words out loud. I'm immortal. When the games got hard, when my teammates tilted, when the rounds slipped through our fingers, I didn't think about ranking up. I thought about alignment. I thought about becoming the person who could say that without hesitation. The final game didn't feel like luck. It didn't feel like destiny. It felt like confirmation. I wasn't fighting for the rank anymore. I wasn't forcing it.
He's trolling, chat!
And when that immortal badge finally appeared on my screen, it didn't feel like I had arrived somewhere new. It felt like I had caught up to myself. Because sometimes you don't lie about your future. Sometimes you speak it into existence until reality has no choice but to agree. We reached Immortal with Waylay in 100 hours, top 16,000. Feels good, man. Feels good. Not the first time I'm reaching Immortal, but there's that goddamn feeling. There's that goddamn feeling.